Anyway, it's a pretty nice day here in Britain. I haven't been told of any weather mishaps just yet. Reese immediately tries, so must be looking to start from the back, is my best guess. Let's go. If someone could throw me the forecast, it would be appreciated. Who will be out on track first? I can see him moving in the party car. That's a Haas by the looks of things. Maybe it wasn't. It's OJ English, who will be the first car out on track. I think it's both the Alfa Romeos of Scathard and Revert. Azzy Iredale also on her way out of the pit lane. Of course, the driver with the longest break in FVC history, to my knowledge. Be interesting to see what she can pull out of the bag here, and be interesting to see her back in the main series when that gets going again. Which, going by the general theme of things, I'd say we're maybe a month away from the main series. That is pure speculation, don't take that as anything, but normally we see a main series pretty soon after FVC2 finishes. FVC2 finished, 3 weeks later we had the award ceremony which announced the 2022 Summer Series. Anyway, OJ English into the third sector now. How is the audio looking, by the way, everyone? Anything okay? Anything that's changing? Louder, quieter, etc.? Pretty far off the track there from OJ English, but still a flight as well, still an outlap. And probably still legal, knowing this game's track limit system, so... So, around the final corner for OJ English. Pretty tidy through these first couple of corners. Looks like they could have maybe gotten the brakes slightly later. That corner there is always an interesting one to know, just to try and find the right line which lets you get a good exit onto the straight here. Purple to the first sector, that is to be expected. Interesting to see if Revert will beat that time. He has. So things stand, OJ English will not be in pole position for long. Run into Cops now. Will they keep it flat? They drop one gear. Could probably take it flat. But you're going to end up quite wide. It's whether that's the fastest line through or not. Salmon Baker has now joined the lobby as we approach the third sector. Can probably put some more wheels on the grass here, but just have to be careful that you don't spin it. Purple to the second sector for OJ English, but what will Revert do as Saskia Mole, who's having off somewhere? Revert going even purplier to English's purple. So, final couple of corners now for OJ English. Penultimate corner, final corner, maybe took too much of that sausage curve, missed that final apex. It's a 29-1. Next car to line will be Revert, who does a 28.5. Car after that will be Scathard, but there's a Broughton somewhere in the background. I'm not sure what's gone on with him. What time will this be? It's going to be a 33.2. Last of the cars that have done laps. Curly jumps up to second with a 29.0. The Ferrari... no, that's not Broughton. That's... Doesn't matter, because Azzy Iredale on her return to the FVC has jumped to the top of the grid with a 28.1. Brady if I can. I'll be jumping around a bit, but speaking of the top, Messi skills, she's 2016 in the Mercedes, has jumped her by about 23 milliseconds. I can do mental maths. So, quite a few times gone in now. Adoro Tay has slugged into 4th with a 28.8. Broughton has gone to 6th with a 29.0. Party in 8th with a 32.4. And Sass is backwards. Brady Pollock comes through to start his lap in the Red Bull. Be interesting to see what time he can set. Ulsan, thank you, Ron. I've only just seen that, but thank you for telling me when I missed it. Freesh on an invalidated lap. looks to be an attempt at a flyer. Alpine just pulls over to let me through. That's what we like to see. Scarthard coming through to finish the second lap. It's currently 3.5 tenths down. That does not get improved upon. A couple of drivers returning back to the pit lane now. Prix coming through to start their, hopefully their first lap of the day, but it's still invalid, so what have you done there? A couple of Alpines have gone through. Sass has put a 2:15 on the board. As we watch her loop that Aston Martin once again. I'm assuming that's hot tyres, but don't let it go into the wall. You don't really want rear wing damage at a place like this. The Ferrari of Prix goes through again, just letting drivers past. As Brady Pollock jumps to the top by about 3.5 tenths. With a 27.7 in the Red Bull. 7 qualities in the race. Some people just don't have great lap on pace. I'm one of those people. It's kind of, you just have to get into the groove, I find. Fast. Yeah, seems decent. I have to see if he can keep that momentum up in the race though. One lap pace is one thing, qualifying... No, one lap pace is one thing, the race is another. There we go! SOGN Impulse in the Alpine, as he has teammate coming through to finish his lap. Currently sitting 12th, looking like a decent time. Won't be enough for the top 5 though, it will be a 28.4, which does put him 4th. So I was slightly wrong on that prediction. Maybe I always forget how soon that timing line is. No, you... Someone else is oh, of course, Brady and Impulse. Aziardale slots into the paddock. FE Pixels is currently on a flying lap. Mercedes has been timed out by the bot for, I think, caps. As Pixels goes purple to the first sector. Is Pixels finally taking off the sandbags after 3 seasons? There's Rise. Rise isn't here. He's gone missing in action. Very wide through cops there for Pixels, but I suppose if the game allows it, may as well use it. Did that at Mexico. Pixels, this is a bit far on the track limits now, and it's on stream. Potato agenda. Number 29, Aston Martin, didn't go past the second sector. I missed a split time, but it's not going to be a great lap, so I don't know if it was a Delta glitch or not. Well, your favourite driver isn't here. It will be a 31.9 from Pixels. That puts him right at the back of the points in 10th. Of course, this is a sprint weekend, so we have 2 races this time. Yellow flags out all over the show. Not sure why there is one here. Not sure why there was the other one either, but there looks to be a slow Sass ahead. Slight missed apex there, but she's spinning it. It was a good attempt. Almost saved it. Careful of the wall. Try not to break your rear wing. FT Azia returning after the biggest hiatus in FVC history. She has returned for Alpine. This is only in a reserve slot for the moment, as Saskia Mole retires. That looks to have gone in a wall. Let's jump on board with Party and try and find... Ooh, the Mercedes got to cut that fine. Oh! Did the Ferrari just go through her? Prix, is your wing okay? I assume she ghosted. Yeah, that's fair enough. Have a good sleep. Don't die. Sleep is important. Bateman now out on track for the first time today. Reva complaining of being blocked by them. I can't confirm that. We didn't see it on stream. We have a boat trip tomorrow. That should be nice. Don't drown. Drowning is bad for you. Nose away. Yeah. Finds it of Bateman in the Haas. Not many drivers out on laps at the moment. There are a few people. Messi has gone back out. Doro, Curly, Broughton, English on an outlap, Party and Scarthard all starting laps, but Bateman will be the first one to complete theirs. So, what time will the Haas driver be able to do? It's a 1:06 as we leave the second sector, which they went purple to. So this could be an okay lap. And saying that, I'm not sure it's going to be on the front row. The 4th place to 5th swim in the sea, sounds fun. Bateman goes 12th with a 32.4. The AlphaTauri of Adoro Tay next to the line improves to P6. Meanwhile, Frisch has slotted in with a 28.4, exact same time as Impulse when we were not looking. Next car to the line will be Messi in the Mercedes. Yeah, try not to be sunburnt. Messi aborts the lap into the pit lane with 6 minutes to go. Broughton does the same. So Party is the next car on track, but almost interrupts English's lap there. Party just choosing to back off. Wouldn't have been, wouldn't matter because English is starting a lap. Never mind. Sunstroke. That's not great. Make sure you're getting lots of fluids and stuff. Quite a few people at that laps. And that lap's now with the Doro Tay taking the track by storm here. Rayleigh Pollock will be going over to start his final lap very shortly. Green-purple spin. That's unfortunate. What pressed really does to return? I presume as he was bored. Well, I think she's wanted to come back to the FVC for a long time. And now there's crossplay. She figured might as well jump in and do some reserving in FVC2. Arguably one of the best drivers in the FVC2, never be champion from what I've heard, so I'm expecting to see great things from her. Prix coming through the final few corners to start their lap in the Ferrari. Interestingly, choosing to get on one softs. Not sure why that is. So we'll jump on board with Rayleigh Pollock 037 in the Red Bull, who's currently sitting on provisional pole. And they have brought that lap into the pit lane. I didn't think it was a great lap anyway, looking at the times. What's Frisch up to? Frisch being tailed by their teammate of Broughton. Am I eating? Yes, I have some very nice biscuits. The fun ones in 2 bits. Oh! Kick of oversteer there for Frisch. So, final corner for them, it will be a 27.8. That puts them on the front row alongside Rayleigh Pollock in the Red Bull. That's a great time from them, within a 10th of the post from Warnes. Oh no, Frestoff even. AlphaTauri there just jumping out the way as Messi leaves the pit lane. What flavour? Lotus Biscoff flavour. That looked a little bit close with the AlphaTauri there. We will see. JL Broughton on lap has gone purple to the first sector. That is what we like to see. Be interesting to see what they do with this lap here. Very nice run through Cops, I must say. This could be a really good lap from the Ferrari driver, and they will need it to get ahead of their rival Reese today. Tree Boy joins into the lobby late. JL Broughton there for a 3/10 improvement through the second sector, I believe that is. W flavour. Final few corners now. For JL Broughton, I believe Prix will be returning to pit lane. Yes, they are. So let's see what time Broughton can put on the table. It will be a 28.4. That puts them P6. We've got a few people going purple to the first sector here today. Azzy Iredale starting to creep her way up the pit lane. Let's see what kind of lap she can do here. Definitely in contention for pole position. But we'll need to make sure she can get around with enough time. May have to do some corner cutting. Especially with all this traffic around. Let's say Messi on their final lap of the day. Party has spun in the second sector, I think. No, that can't be Party, so that can only be Brady. So I'm very interested to see what the Mercedes driver will be able to pull out here. Because track will have improved, so we will see some quicker times go on the board. No, not even Brady. Just parks that Red Bull offline to let some drivers go through. We'll have to be careful not to get disqualified. Aston Martin and the AlphaTauri will be the next one through. There's an Alpine as well. I think that would be Azzy. So, Messi spun it through Cops. So that is a very unfortunate ending to their lap. Have to see who's going to be the first on the first next to line. Will Azzy make it to be able to start their next lap? I think Adoro is going to be the only car to get through, as he doesn't. As he does not quite make it. So it was Curly that was the AlphaTauri to slip through, so they will be the final driver setting a time this afternoon. Or this evening even. It's 9:30, why would it be the afternoon? So, who do we have out on track at the moment? There's an Alpine. So that can be Impulse will be next car to the line to finish their lap. Until I'm getting near us and missed it. Oh no! That's unfortunate, but at least you've got the sprint race to try and work your way up to sprint pole. So, Impulse, final few corners, where will they be starting for sprint pole? Or for the sprint race even, will be P6. At the moment, anyway, 28.3. OJ English in the... No, they won't be. It will be Revert F1 in the Alfa Romeo, who is the next car to the line. Car looks pretty comfortable through those corners. Maybe could push a little bit more. But jumps to the top of the table by 1 millisecond with a 27.7. OJ English, next car to the line, stays 6th, went slower by 7/10. So, that leaves Curly in the AlphaTauri. What lap will they be able to do? But do they have traffic? They've not improved on this lap. I don't know if they have a spin or if they got blocked by someone's AI. But that is your grid order. The top two, it's separated by a single millisecond. So, Revert takes pole by a singular millisecond for Alfa Romeo. Alongside them on the grid will be Brady, Pollock, 037, followed by Friesch, Messi, Azzy, English, Impulse, Broughton, Adoro, Curly, Pixels, Bateman, Party, Skirthard, Sass, and Reese. Like 4, not too many. Anyway, 5 lights. And we are underway. Reese takes gravity penalty for a jump start. It's all kinds of carnage behind, I think. Tyres, oh nope, there's been an incident at the back. Pixels and Bateman in trouble. Pixels takes a 3-second collision, 3-second time penalty for Bateman. Messi off the circuit as well. Reese trying to cut his way through the field, but has a drive-through penalty. Quite a few drivers with penalties off that start. Reva leads, but Brady under attack from Friesch, who has found their way into third. Azzy fourth, Impulse and English behind, duking out for fifth. English on the inside, the LP forced to hang it out the long way. That will let Adoro Tay come in as well, but Adoro Tay stays behind. Okay, Sass has had a spin in the background there. Impulse and English side by side through cops, keeping it nice and respectful. So Reva leads from Pollock, from Friesch, but this is looking to change. Azzy also in the mix as Saskia Mole retires before Cops in the second sector. Friesch now closing on the move on Brady. Bored about things, but they decide to stay away from that gap. Azzy almost running into the back of them there. That's not great from her. She does need to keep her wing intact. Yep, traditions continued. Reva goes purple with a 32-6. Curly and English duking out. I think English maybe having a slight issue there. Brady Pollock looks to the inside of Reva as Skirthard takes a 3-second for speeding in the pit lane. Reese also in to serve that drive-through penalty. Pixels, I think, is in for a wing. Brady, oh, okay. So, do you know what, just Brady? Yeah, it's really good to see. Reva and Pollock, Reva and Brady even, side by side for the lead. So Brady maybe think about looking to Cops, but just backs out of it slightly. Revert on the left, Skirthard retires in the pit lane, but Brady on the inside, but Reva just defending the position. It's a 4-way fight for the lead up here. It's great stuff from Silverstone. Azzy now approaching the back of Friesch. I'm not sure if he'll be able to put a move on, but Brady is making the move on Reva. The Red Bull just sides past the Alfa Romeo, and if the Alfa Romeo isn't careful, Friesch will be coming back in for a look, but Reva looking at the inside of the Red Bull. Keeps that front wing in, but won't get it done. We'll try and do the under and over. Gets a much better exit as we go through the final corner. Side by side, yellow flags at the back on his Prix spins. Friesch goes powerful with a 30.0 that's immediately beat by Impulse. Does a 29.7. Brady keeps the position on Revert for the moment, but DRS now enabled. Revert will be looking to make a move once again. This fast thing though is bringing Impulse into the fight. These four are going to have to be quite careful and hope Azzy can defend for them. Reva with DRS looking to the inside of Brady will try and make a move on the Red Bull. It's side by side for these two for sprint pole. Brady just keeps ahead with that inside line, but Reva not looking to give up the position just yet. Friesch also looking to make a move into Cops, but it doesn't quite happen. A couple of drivers that are backing off might be looking to run it wide on the final lap when it really matters. Friesch really on the back of the Alfa Romeo, but the Alfa Romeo gets ahead, but has to back off slightly to not hit the Red Bull. They're pulling apart, but also simultaneously it's only becoming a much bigger battle. Reva will have the excess DRS to use. Azzy closing on Friesch. Azzy looking to the inside. She positions that Alpine nicely. Friesch maybe forced wide. Azzy has to come off the attack, but we'll be looking into the next corner. Almost making contact between these two. Friesch staying ahead for the moment. Azzy will try and get about their exit. Friesch half spins and collects the Alpine off Azzy, who then resets to track. in a dangerous position. That will be a penalty. Brady went purple to 29.4. Frisch's wing did survive that, but they are now way out of DRS. We'll be looking to try and cling on to the back of the podium. Rise is not racing, they're just wishing was. So it's Revert and Brady for the lead once again. Half a second between them. Maybe Revert getting a bit spooked by what was happening in his mirrors as Reese goes purple. 29.3 for McLaren. Will be starting very much at the back end of the grid as Revert has a half spin. That will put them in reach of Frisch. Just goes around the outside nicely, takes the position off their hands. We'll have to be careful of impulse as well. So, this looks to be Brady's win unless something happens to that Red Bull. So now it's Frisch defending a front row start. Yellow flags in the middle sector. That's Azzy in yet more trouble in that Alpine. I'm not quite sure if there was contact or whether the tyres have just let go after that first spin, but it's not looking great. Salmon also on the back of Curly, but meanwhile Revert closing on Frisch. A very nice nose camera. 10th and a half between these two. Revert will have the DRS down the 6th straight, but gets us worse exit. That will let Frisch run. And I don't know how much DRS is going to do for Revert here, because it's 1.3 seconds. They're going to have to put everything into that Alfa Romeo if they want a front row start. Broughton gets past Messi for 9th. Although Messi actually spins, that puts Azzy back into a points position start. It's been a very dramatic sprint qualifying here, but the battles aren't over. Adoro Tay leading a train of 4 cars who all want to be starting 5th. Salmon maybe struggling in that Haas a little bit. Not sure if the tyres have gone or what, but there's a yellow flag. Pixels has had problems in the 3rd sector. Meanwhile, Revert closing in on Frisch does not have DRS, but did go purple to the 2nd sector. There could be an attempt at the best lap. But meanwhile, Curly is on the back of OJ English. The Williams is out of ERS. The AlphaTauri looks to the side, can't quite get it done. There'll be one more attempt here for Curly and the AlphaTauri. They're going to have to try and make a late lunge up the inside, but it won't work. Brady Pollock takes pole. Sprint pole even. Frisch will be starting 2nd alongside Revert 3rd. Impulse 4th. Adoro 5th for the AlphaTauri. English held Curly off for 6th. Curly came 7th. Salmon 8th, Broughton 9th. Azzy will come home to start 10th. Treeboy comes through to start 11th, followed by Messi for 12th. From there, it'll be Party for 13th and Reese in 14th. A much lower qualifying than he would have liked. Bateman has made their way off into the grass there. Looks to be starting 15th. So that is the grid order confirmed. FV Pixels for the Aston Martin will be starting 16th, followed by Skirthard and Sass. I'm getting a screenshot of that, just so we have it on record. Adoro driver of the day. Where did he start from? Because he seems to have come... Dorothea started 9th. Not bad. Impulse coming up from 7th, 3 by 18th to 11th. Salmon Baker though, 17th to 8th. That's a really good drive. And Pixels has one final spin before the Aston Martin comes across the line to confirm a P16 start. Okay, maybe 2 spins. Don't get lapped. Don't get lapped in a sprint race, please. There we go. Actually, why am I... back to... Rise lost first, and if Rise isn't here, no matter how much you want to believe it, unfortunately he isn't. So, your pole sitter here is... Ooh. I've forgotten your name. I think it's Brady or Brody. I think Brady. I'm gonna go Brady. I think that's right. Yeah, Brady. Okay. Cool. So it's Brady from Prix from Revert for your top 3. A whole lot of champagne for a sprint race. Yep, so your starting grid will be Brady from Friesch, from Revert, from Impulse, Adoro, English, Curly, Baker, Broughton, and Azzy Iredale. To round out the bottom of the top 10, from 11th it will be Treeboy, Messi, Party, Reese, Bateman, Pixels, Skirthard, and Sass. Yes. Right, formation lap is underway. So, let's run through our grid. Brady for the Red Bull took pole in a thrilling sprint race. We'll be starting on the medium tyre. The only car on this grid to do so is joined on the front row by Friesch, who was the first car to take softs. The second row is Revert and Impulse, with your third row being Adoro and English. The fourth row goes to Carly and Salmon Baker. I know these two had quite a good battle at a stage in the race. The fifth row is headed up by Broughton and followed by Azzy Iredale. She was in contention, almost looked to be certain, starting on the front 2 rows, but unfortunately spin-off contact with Friesch has moved her further down the field. Treeboy, reserving for the McLaren, heads the 6th row, who is joined by Messi. Party and Reese take the 7th, with Bateman and Pixels on the 8th. Skirthard and Saskimo round out the back of this grid on the 9th row. Rise. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, chemistry is good. Physics, geography, biology, maths. Oh, that's a lot. Physics and maths and 4 A-levels. Yikes. Common politics, yeah. They seem interesting. I think geography somewhat ties into politics, at least that's in the works. It's all globalization and economic globalization and cultural globalization and trade blocks and interesting things that you would never think to read about. Companies, multi-global companies. I've forgotten the name of it. TNZ. There we go. No, that's a trading. I can, yes, as you can tell. Transnational Corporation, yeah, TNC. Aiden Spielberg, Revert, get them straight out. Anyway, we are getting to the end of this formation lap now. Quite a few cars warming up the tyres. The people who watch this back on YouTube are going to be so confused when I start going on about dead squirrels and dead hamsters. When they just realised that. No, hang on. That was in qualifying / not the race, and it gets corrupt to this. So hello people who are watching this on YouTube. Ignore that last comment. Brady comes through the final corner here in the silver zone, backing up the field as much as he can. Impulse is the first car to get disqualified, but quite a few drivers here have got in. Azzy, the second to be disqualified, followed by Party. Sass has also been disqualified. And now it is just the final few cars. Reese and Pixels hanging behind as usual. Winton, Aiden. I'd be lying if I said I understood what that was referring. This is some very creative tyre warming from Pixels there. He is only burning out his fresh soft tyres, which is not a great thing. But hopefully He will be pulling into the grid now. Your predicted pit stop strategy is on screen. Pixels has parked. So, 5 lights. And we are away in Silverstone. Friesch gets a slower start. OJ English gets an absolute flying start, but Revert has the lead into turn 1. They're all kinds of way behind Friesch, and the Doro make contact. Friesch very backwards, very quickly. Salmon Baker retires. There's bits of wing all over the place. A big chunk of pass there. There's an Aston Martin off as well. That can only be Sass. Virtual safety car has been deployed. No full safety car yet, but that is heartbreaking for Pixels. Second down to 6 deep. But I think their wing is okay, which is at least something that they can have. That's something. Just has to be careful not to break it on Pixels. So, halfway through the second sector, your top 3 is Revert, Brady, Impulse. What do we think of that start then? It looked like 4 wide into turn 1. Anyway, we are racing once more. Friesch will be eager to try and make a position. Already climbed past Pixels. They're 3 wide ahead. Of course, Reese will also be trying to make some moves. Is in a championship fight with Rawson at the moment. They've both got past party. Reese will be looking up the inside of Adora though. There we go. That's a nice move from Reese. Friesch will be looking to try and do something as well. Azzy has got herself back up into 5th as Curly spins. Revert goes covered with a 39.0. Messi is on the back of... Oh dear. My connection is lagging a bit. Reese looking to make a move up the inside of Skirthard. Gets it kind of done in the McLaren. They're a bit inside of each other. Not quite sure what is going on there, but does the switch back and takes the position firmly away. At the front, it's once more Revert and Brady. Revert will be needing to try and create a gap before the safety car, or before DRS gets made. But that's what I was trying to say. Have to just try and burn up her soft a little bit more than he would like. Friesch still down in P15. I think they've had another spin of some sort. Maybe a bit of contact, might be overdriving slightly. Messi and Azzy are our 2 closest cars as Sasuke Mole once more in bother at the bottom of the field. Adoro has come in for a wing change onto the mediums. We'll be going to the end. So, it's Revert and Brady at the front. Yellow flag once more from the Aston Martin Sasuke Mole. Let's see what this battle gives us. Meanwhile, there's about a billion pop-ups that have come up on my screen. Sass once more in trouble. Reese and Bateman having it out into turn 1. But this is the main story of the race. Brady and Revert. Alfa Romeo versus Red Bull. That's not something you can normally see in real life. Two and a half tenths between these two. Let's see who will make a move, who will make a mistake. And I have hiccups. This is going to be an interesting few laps of commentary. No move made into cops. I presume being in a Red Bull, Brady is a little bit wary of doing such a thing. Yellow flags come out. That's Skirthard, who was falling off the track. I think they went to the inside of Hot Velvet things. Friesch making good progress in that Ferrari after a bad start. We'll get Pixels, gets Party, will be up next, going for Curly. Back at the front, it's once more Brady on Revert. As he goes purple with a 30-point-something, Bateman 5 seconds speeding the pit lane, taking earlier stop. Might have wing damage. So that points free back into P11. They will be having the free position, but could maybe wanting some DRS to try and get dragged up a little bit. And then you've got Azzy, who's starting to size up a move on the Williams of OJ English. Will we see a move be made into Cups? He is closing quite dramatically. Chooses the outside, gets it done way before the turning point. Meanwhile, Brady on the back of Revert will now have the DRS on the Alfa Romeo. As things stand, this is Revert's race to lose. Brady keeping up on a, well, harder compound. Has the DRS, might be looking to make a move. Won't quite get this one done. English also on the back of Azzy. They might be looking to make a move, but Revert heels into the pit lane. Maybe those softs are running out of it, running out of life. Doesn't look like it though, but he will be boxing it into traffic, which is very unfortunate for him. Reese, Trebo going past, Revert in for a stop, going on to hard compound tyres, Revert, no! That has lost Revert the race, I can tell you that already. Parsik also into the lane will take a 5 seconds for speeding. Messi though, on the back of OJ English now, so OJ English clearly falling back a little bit. OJ English wants to get out of DRS. Messi looking to go around the outside. Just gets it done. Or has he? OJ English could be potentially making a move. It's front wing to gearbox here, but Messi has firmly taken that position off of the Williams, who is forced to leave the second after getting some understeer. But now Azzy making a move on impulse. Alpine versus Alpine, and they make contact. Impulse spun. The number 1 rule in F1 has just been breached there right in front of our eyes. Azzy bowls currently playing, Messi follows, so does English. Broughton 2, Reese as well. Treboy is one that stays out. So does Impulse. So Treboy becomes the lead soft runner, but Brady still holding on to that overall lead. Impulse will be quite keen to try and take back that position, I think. A lot of drivers here on medium. Azzy just getting out of the pit lane now. Revert still ahead of her, but on those hard tyres, they will be weaker. Freach now within a second of Curly. Revert though also on the back of Pixels, looking to get them done. Pixels might not fight this, might fight this even on the soft. Older soft, that being said, but ends up just hanging wide, loses quite a lot of time. Reese is going slowly in the first sector. This is a very good thing for Broughton. South takes a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, coming in to change those tyres once again. Bateman and Adoro, Haas and AlphaTauri, side by side, they make contact. Bateman is spun once again. Impulse now on the back of Treboy, looking to try and inherit a place in front of that Alpine, but free in front of that McLaren, but Freesh round the outside of the AlphaTauri of Curly as Treboy and Impulse going to play. So there's Freesh Curly in as well, but had to drive on the grass a little bit there. So will Revert be able to get by them? And what is going to happen with Pixels? Will Pixels be coming in? Yes, he will. That will clear the way for Azzy. So Revert will be racing to try and get ahead of these lot. but he seems to have held the position in front of them all, which he will be very happy with. And what about Azzy? Azzy looking to try and claim positions, gets all of her positions back as well. That puts her back onto the podium. And now the story is between Brady and Reva. Can someone tell me how many seconds you lose in a pit stop here? Because I have a feeling it's a lot less than 32. It's Messi once more. Closing up on Azzy, who is maybe warming those tyres up a little bit, but they should be warm by now. FVC rest with only one DNF. Only one DNF so far. Impulse goes for a very nice move on Tree Boy. Just really trying to use what is left in that outlean, but has lost quite a few positions because of it. Oh, that does slightly suit Reese. No, it doesn't. No, that doesn't suit Reese even. Never mind. Forget that. Messi still on the back of Azzy Iredale here. Seems quite keen to try and close the gap and take her podium position away. I was about to say, is Brady going to box? But that's an Aston Martin on my meaning, not a Red Bull. So, Tree Boy, 3/10 off Impulse as Azzy and Messi going to both go up with 30.1s. Of course, Azzy will have quite the tyre advantage at the moment. Fresh mediums against freshish hards. I hate pickups are the worst thing in the world. So the Aston Martin of Sass now being put a lap down, or she's already a lap down, now being caught by some of the other front runners that Aston Martin has ghosted, so they shouldn't have to worry about her. Yep, that car is properly ghosted, as you can see by her being inside Reva, or more Reva being inside her. What way was it? I guess she went to the right. Anyway, let's not open that can of worms, shall we? Quite a big, well, kind of a fight up front. Brady still staying out, just pulling a bigger gap to Reva. He is going to have to stop quite soon. Might be waiting for a safety car of some kind as he goes purple with a 30.0. She is now closing in on Reva quite significantly, and it now becomes apparent what Brady's plan is. Brady wants Ashley and Reva to fight, whilst he runs away on that medium tyre and comes in for the soft. It is 22 past 10 at night, and we are on lap 9 out of 13 here in Silverstone. That Alpine starting to close up to the Alfa Romeo. Nice, the Alfa Romeo gets a shaky exit, touches the grass there. Will she try and make another move into Cops? We'll have the inside this time. These two need to be careful. Almost contact, but not quite. Brady takes a 5-second speeding in the pit lane. This has not gone quite the way Brady would have wanted. This plan is starting to fall apart for him. So, will Azzy be able to clear Reva, and will these two be able to catch up to Brady? Brady now out of... Well, Brady now with pressure tyres leaving the pit lane. Might not be caught by these three who are all squabbling. He will get out and keep his lead, but he will have a 5-second penalty against his name. So, it's Reva. Azzy very wide. Messi goes for the 29.8. Azzy now forced to defend from Messi. Messi can't quite take the position. So, it's now, what is the gap to the leader? 5.1, 4.8, 4.7. So Brady's struggling to get those softs switched on. Yellow flags have come out. That's Reese with a spin in the third sector. Not sure if that McLaren has any rear wing or diffuse damage or something. It looks okay from what you can see on the onboards, which obviously isn't a lot. So, this is where these cars get interesting, but Skirthard has had a big off as well. Not sure if there was contact there with anyone. Yellow flags in all three sectors. There's a slow Aston Martin of Saskia Mole there. And I think the Alpine of Impulse is in yet more bother, facing backwards again in Silverstone. So Reva will be the car without DRS this time around. As he will be just make a move, just wants to get it done around the outside. She tries for it. Looked like it wasn't going to happen for a second, but she is still there, keeping those cars together. They almost make contact, but she had the position into the braking zone just about. The Alfa Romeo with a very compromised exit, but that has slowed them down to the point where Brady has escaped that 5-second window. So as he now really has to try and make some progress, she needs to try and get towards him as Reese goes off again. Is there something wrong with that McLaren's tyres? They look okay. Pulls out of the points now, so this will let Broughton close in quite significantly. Though Brady on those soft tyres is just storming ahead into the sunset. It doesn't look like there is a lot as he will be able to do here now, unless you see a mistake from the Red Bull driver. But I should also note, it's getting quite cloudy. Could we see some rain on the final lap here? Could we have a repeat of Miami? Reese is on the back of Pixels further down the field, has the inside onto this next straight. That McLaren is filthy though. You can tell it's been in the gravel quite a few times. As Messi gets past Reva for third. I'm sorry we missed that. Reva just struggling on those harder tyres. Might be banking on some of these medium tyres and runners falling off towards the end, but I don't think it's going to happen as Brady goes perfect to 28.4. It's really starting to hurt. So Reese once more on the back of Pixels, so Pixels picked his way back through again. But Reese will just take a much better exit and will have a much better run even into the straight before the DRS comes on. Takes that position off Pixels nicely. It's a good battle for 13th, but quite a far cry from points. Impulse is on the back of Kirtley, but so is Messi on the back of Azzy. So this is, I think, the biggest battle position-wise that we have. The lead seems to be all but settled as we are now on the final lap of Silverstone. And Brady has pulled an 8-second gap to Azzy here. But Azzy is still under threat from Messi. Messi no longer having to defend from the Alfa Romeo of Reva. So 5/10 between these two for the second podium position. 6/10 between these two. Azzy running out of ERS as Impulse spins again in the second sector. Messi has more ERS to burn. 6/10 between them. What is going to happen to this gap? It's closing under half a second. 4/10, 3.5, 2.5. Messi can't quite get it done, but there's 2/10 between them. Could we see a last minute bid into this braking zone? We won't. He tried it. Brady comes across the line to win, but it's Azzy who comes home in P2 on her return to the FVC, followed by Messi in P3. Fourth seems all but settled here between English and Revert. English clearly displacing the Alfa Romeo driver at some point across that lap. Revert for 5th. It'll be Broughton home in 6th, followed by Treeboy in 7th, and Frisch coming home 8th after an untimely incident at the first corner. Curly comes home 9th, and it will be Impulse next. Adoro 10 seconds behind, still slightly settling this position with Bateman, but neither driver will come home to score points in 11th and 12th. Reese doing something as Pixels has crashed that Aston Martin at the last possible moment. Reese will be just gliding that car around the final few corners now. No reason to push, but this does seem a little bit silly. Allows Sass to unlap herself from him, and it's a nice donut across the line. Skirthard will be next, followed by Party. You could see the remains of Sass's car there. So, Skirthard will come back in 14th, followed by Party in the Red Bull for 15th. 16th, 17th and 18th went to Pixels, Sass and Salmon Baker, who DNF'd on the first lap. So, it's Brady who takes their debut win in the Red Bull here in Silverstone. Azzy comes home in 2nd on her FE return, followed by Messi in 3rd to round out the podium. Fourth down was OJ English, Revert, Broughton, Treeboy, Frisch, Curly and Impulse. And 11th to 18th went to Doro, Bateman, Reese, Skirthard, Party, Pixel, Sass and Salmon Baker. Thank you for joining me tonight, and we will see you next week for the something Grand Prix, because I never remember to check. Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.